In this video, I'm going to be providing a brief overview of maps, pins, and a couple other key features of maps that you can use on Shard. So starting off with this world map here, you can see there are a couple of continents, and they already were labeled on the map itself, but we do have these pins. Now, because the pins are in green, it means the players cannot see these. If you click on them and select Show Pin, the text will change to white, and now players are able to see those. But these pins are not actually here to indicate the names of these continents, but actually to allow us to jump to a map that is a more zoomed in, isolated version of that. And so you can start to see, here's a pin that brings me back to the world map. Pins are more than just simple labels on the map. They can be opened up, and not only can you change the text itself, the size, the shape, you can also link them to encounters, you can link them to maps, and you can also link them to specific places in your book. So for example, the add party token encounter here, which is a pin, is linked to the party token section of the book here, so that if someone decides they want to add a party token to the map, you can simply click add and it shows up right here. But we don't need that at the moment, so we will go ahead and finish that encounter. Now, this is just the way to link from world maps to regional maps. So let's say your party is exploring Afra and you want to set up a forest ambush from them. It's as simple as clicking on, let's say, the Forest of Seldar, and we're going to add a new pin, and we're going to call it Forest Ambush. And we will link to a map of a forest. Now, in my case, I already have a couple on Shard. You can always upload your own, or you can search the web for one. And you can see here, it automatically linked to the last section of the book that I had selected, but we actually don't need that linked, so I can delete that. So now, when I click Go to Map, it brings me to the forest. Now, before I move forward, in case we want to go back to Afra, we'd simply go to New Pin. We can type in whatever you'd like to call it, and there's Afra. Now, right now, let's make it a little bit easier to see. We can always use this to go back to the map that we just came from. Adding an encounter is pretty simple and intuitive, and that's not what this video is about, but I'll show you how quick you can do it. Let's call it Bandit Ambush. And we will go here, we will bandits, and we'll add a bandit captain. Turn on the grid just so we can get everything lined up nice. We'll have the bandit captain who will come out on the road to stop the adventurers, and his bandits will be waiting in the trees. Close that out. Now, if we were to need to get this started, you'd simply click on it and press start. If I open up the combat tracker, you'll see there are our bandits. Their initiative's already rolled, and if I click on them, it will bring up their stats. But that's not what this video is about. So we're going to finish this. Now, we've talked about maps, how to add links to other maps, how to add links to encounters. So let's go ahead and go back to Afra, and then back to the world map. And let's pretend you love the look of this map, but you want to integrate it with a homebrew world that you've already thought of at home, maybe, and you might not have taken the time to create a map. So a lot of maps that you can find out there, and specifically a large collection that we have from Dev and Rue here on Shard, have these what are called alternate images that are unlabeled. And so to access those, you would just go up here to Load Map, Alternate Images, and in this case it's called No Text. And now suddenly you have the continents. They're all here. The labels are not there. Now the pins are still there, which is going to allow you to still jump to that specific continent. Now you see, wait, Nick, the names are still here. Well, that is because you do need to go in for each of the maps and set them to no text. But the nice thing is, once you've done that, when you go back and forth, it will stay that way. And so now from here, let's pretend I wanted to change this continent to the continent of Nicktopia. And now when I go to the map, it still works. I've changed the name of the pin. The only thing that remains the same is the actual name of the map itself on the file. But you can see now as I move around how quickly you can move from continent to continent, back up to the world map. We'll go to Nictopia, we'll go back to the forest, and you can see there's that bandit ambush waiting for us again. Let's start that encounter one more time. We'll go back to Afra. We'll move along, pretend the players, they've run away. They come back to the forest to see how things are going, and oh look, lo and behold, the bandits are still there. So this is just to show you that as you move from one map to another, until you hit that finish button to remove those creatures or characters from the map, they will remain there. It will retain fog status, it will retain token location, and it will retain everything else that was happening in the combat. And the last thing I want to show you is there are also, there's the ability to add tokens to the map that are not combat related. So obviously there was the party token, but there are some other examples you could do. In this case, I believe I have a carnival. Now, given the size of this map that we're on, I'm going to have to make this carnival pretty big. So about 50,000 by 50,000 feet. But now I can set up a carnival outside of the forest here. And if I go to my new map token here, you can either set it to a specific shape, or if you go to image and go to pick image, you can either pick from the existing images on Shard. Again, all of the ones you see here are from one of our Devon Rue collections, but you can also upload an image or search the web for an image. So say I want to say there's a town. Now I know that because this specific map is on a scale of miles, I need to make these tokens very large. So we'll just add a nice little town here. And so now from the player's perspective, they won't be able to move these unless you set them to player controlled. They'll just see, oh, as you come across this river, you see a town in the distance, and it lets you sort of customize maps without having to go back to the drawing board completely. So I hope this has been helpful.